it's a film that I thoroughly enjoy, and I must have watched it now 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
And there are certain aspects of it that ring very true, because in many ways it's not dissimilar to the world of buying and selling cars. Certainly there are plenty of wolves, and forgive me, some wild animals on Wall Street. And if you're not careful, you've a very good chance of being eaten alive. And there is that comparison with the world of buying cars. But nevertheless, there are certain principles that I've always held, and in truth have always held me in good stead, and reduced the number of hours that I had not sleeping at night to as few as possible. And that was that both myself and my partner at the time came from similar backgrounds. I came from a council estate in Stockport. He came from a council estate in Birkenhead on the Wirral. But we had both grown up with the great benefit, and I say a great benefit, of having wonderful parents. And despite the fact that we weren't particularly wealthy, in fact we were incredibly poor, the one thing they instilled on us was the morals of honesty and integrity and honour. And those principles held us in good stead, even in the world of finance and the stock market. And the old principle of my word is my bond wasn't just some glib saying that we had. We held it very dear. And in fact, we adopted a principle with all of our staff, and that was to treat every client as though it was your mum and dad. I use the word mum because it was my mum. I never used the word mum. I perhaps did in later on in life when I'd made a few bob and I got a bit posh, but it was always my mum. So for me, you could have those attributes of honesty, integrity, not talking down to people, not trying to be smart, and understanding the enormous responsibility that was on your shoulders. So unlike Wolf of Wall Street, which to some degree is a bit disappointing because it glorifies and almost encourages people that there is some great benefit in ripping people off. Well, there is, but sadly the only benefit is the massive money they make by conning people. So in that respect, I love the film. I thought there were bits in it that were great, but I'm not too sure it's the real moral message that we'd like to pass on to our children and grandchildren. But in business, you can be the good guys, and I can assure you, you can win, but you've got to stick to your principles.